Deb here with Curating Memories. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. And today we're going to be doing a fun project using the mixed media kit along with the scrapbook kit. And so we are going to bring in the canvas, and we're going to be using some paper from the scrapbook kit with some other little elements, and we may not be using all of the paints in the mixed media kit, but we are going to be using a few of them, okay? And I may go ahead and bring in a stencil. So the stencil, I haven't decided yet which one we're using, but I will go ahead and share which kit it will be from once I find which one I want to use, okay? So we have a stamp that we might be using, and along with some other fun things that are from this scrapbook kit. So let's go ahead and get started. So to start out with, we're going to go ahead and do the stencil butter on the frames, and one is going to be rose, we're going to have dune, and hydrangea. So we're going to do the tops of each one of these by just spreading the stencil butter on top. Okay, so you're just going to grab your stencil butter and you're just going to go ahead and paint this on top of your frame. This dries pretty quickly, and I did 2 coats on mine, and this just glides on really smooth. And so we're just going to keep adding on here. Okay, so here we're just going to go ahead and you're going to paint on your stencil butter on top of the frames. And I did 2 coats. So actually I did one coat. I let it dry, and then we'll come back in and we'll do another coat on top of them. And that's when I ended up doing the sides of the frames and the back of the frames. So with the back, you don't have to get like it really thorough on there. You know, you just want like a little bit of a, finish. But I did do the backs too. So again, you're just gonna, once you get this inside of this done, you're just gonna set it aside and dry, and then you're gonna go ahead and do the other ones. And you can use any of the colors you want. I just picked the pink, the dune, and I picked the hydrangea. And so I just thought that these colors were so beautiful. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and paper the insides. So the frame part that fits inside of the frame, which is the back, you're going to go ahead and we're going to paper those. So we're not going to use the canvas at this point because I had accidentally spilled some paint on it, and so it is ruined now. And so we're just going to do these frames, but I do have a really super cute idea we're going to do with these, and I just thought that it was super cute. And of course it's going to be a home decor, or you can give it as a gift to somebody. I just thought that it was a super cute way to display these cute frames, and you can go ahead and at the end of the video I share how you can hang these up. So here I'm getting the planks, okay, which is the frame, the inside of the frame itself, where we stick our photos and stuff. You're going to paper these. So I went ahead and just grabbed some of the paper that had the written word on it, and I went ahead and just used those. Now I've used this for another project previously, and so I had some left over, and I thought this would be perfect to put on the back for what we are going to do. So here I am just grabbing a napkin, and I just dipped it inside of the dune butter, or the stencil butter, and I just went ahead and rubbed it on there. Now you can apply your stencil butter this way. I did smooth it out with my fingers. I do have to say, if you don't mind getting your fingers dirty, then this is the way to go. I just thought that it went on a little bit more smoothly, but I did come back in with my brush as well, so you can use a paintbrush too. And this is where, again, I added the second coat to the top, and then I went ahead and did the inside, and then I did the outsides and the back. And then you're going to just set this aside and let it dry while we finish up the other stuff we're going to do. So you are going to need your sticker sheet, and you're going to go ahead and do some fussy cutting. I did do some fussy cutting on this. And then this is a really neat technique if you want to add a little bit of shine to the back of your little project here. So I just grabbed the stencil butter, added some water, and then kind of mixed it up, and then kind of put it on top of the paper, and it dries fairly quickly, so you don't have to worry about dry time. And then I went ahead and cut this out of one of the cut apart cards, and I just thought that this was so cute, and it matches that hydrangea color, the stencil butter, so perfectly. And then excuse my dog, you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna adhere this down. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and place this inside. Now you want to make sure that you leave a little bit room on the back. The back pegs, you don't want to put all the way down. You want to just kind of fold them in just a bit. So your little pieces that we adhere or place inside of our frame can kind of go underneath that lip of the frame. Okay, and then here I stuck that butterfly is actually from the sticker sheet, and I went ahead and just put a pop dot on it so it would lift up. And then here I'm placing that little sticker there. Now I didn't put a whole lot on this one. I wanted to, but I had to refrain myself, you guys, because you know, I didn't want this so bulky. But you can always add something later. So if you want to just add minimum stuff now, and then later on after we put it together, you can always add in more of your items if you want to. So here, now this one, see how I just barely folded the back in just a bit, the little pegs on the side. And then here is the scissors. Now these scissors were actually from a cut apart card, and these roses are actually from the sticker sheet, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut around them. And I'm actually cutting the white border off a little bit more, and then there's a little stamp behind it, and I went ahead and cut that off too. Okay, so here I made a little flag, and I just took one of the little cut apart cards from the collection, and I cut that into a little flag, and that's going to go behind or on top of the little middle part there. And then here I took the dune and I added water to it and mixed it, and now I'm just painting the inside of my little space there in the frame. And then we're going to go ahead, we're going to come back in, and we're going to glue the little flag down, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our little flowers there. Now I did go ahead and add in some of the dots, the foam dots to this, just to give it a little lift, and I really love how this turned out. I wanted some of the leaves to go off to the side over the frame, so it's up to you how you want to place your little items inside. And it's, you know, and there's other items you can place in here as well, so you don't have to place what I do, but I'm just giving you ideas. So there's a clock and all kinds of different things, you guys. And then here I just went ahead and took my X-Acto knife and cut out the middle part of the scissors, because that was just bugging me. It's like, I don't know what it is about, like, I have to see through things. So I went ahead and cut the middle part out. I just love these little frames. They turned out super pretty, and they were so easy to put together, you guys. And this is something that you can do in a day. Literally, it didn't take very much time at all. And I think the most time I spent was probably just fussy cutting everything that I needed. And but really, that wasn't even that long, especially if you're, you know, just you know, you can watch TV or whatever you're doing while you're crafting. So or listening to a book or something like that. So here's the pink one, and we are putting the pink stencil butter on top mixed with the water, and I did kind of leave it a little bit more pink, so that way you could actually see the pink in the paper. And I just love how that looks. I love the iridescent look of this paint, or I shouldn't really call it a paint because it's actually stencil butter and you can use it with stencils. So but I really like how this turned out. Now here I went ahead and cut out one of the cut apart cards, and this was the pink one with the really pretty pink flowers and the butterflies on it. So pretty. And so I just cut around it, and I went ahead and was going to put that up on top. And I love that little tag there. It's so super cute. And one technique that I like doing is like layering things on top of each other. And so I wanted the butterfly wing to overlap on that little tag. So you just cut like in between the flower and the butterfly wing, so that way it overlaps. Now I did do the other butterfly wing as well, so it would overlap on top of the frame there, and you'll see here in just a minute. So we go ahead and I'm going to place that in there. And I had to hold it down because it was kind of slipping a little bit. I don't know why. It was just slipping. And so I went ahead and just glued down that middle part of the butterfly and then stuck that tag in. Now I did have to cut a little bit off the tag there at the bottom. And then I slipped that into the frame underneath the butterfly, and then it was kind of like in the way of that leaf, and so I went ahead and kind of came back in and cut that a little bit. And then I love the little those little what do I want to say, like a little tag or a tab. And so I went ahead and used the little tab and put some foam tape on the back of that, so that way it would kind of pop up a little bit. And I think the simplicity of these little frames are super cute, and I just love how this looks. So here I went ahead and kind of snipped a little bit of that tag, so that way the leaf would come through and kind of overlap on top of the tag. So you'll see I'm just kind of snipping a little bit, and it works. So there you go. Now that one's done. We're all done, you guys. So next we're going to put this together. So I went ahead and grabbed some glue. Now I used my Stamperia Mixed Media Medium 4 pigments. It's the metal and gilding effects glue that we got in one of our kits a while back, and it does stick. So it is very sticky. Once you place something down, there ain't no moving it, you guys. So I did, however, take this apart because I kept the yellow frame was crooked, and so it could, for some reason, could not get it straight, you guys. But and I didn't know how I wanted the frames, and you could place your frames however you want. I decided to go ahead and put the pink one a little bit lower than the yellow one. So I came back in, I marked where I wanted my glue, and I went ahead and dabbed some of that glue on there, and then dabbed some on top of the yellow one. And then I realized I put too much glue up on top, so I wiped it off a little bit and then went ahead and stuck that back on there, and then stuck these on. And I think I got it straight. So let me tell you, I have a crooked eye, you guys. So sometimes things aren't as straight as they seem. Okay, we're done with our frames, and these are so cute. I absolutely love how these turned out. And I'm going to bring it up close so you guys can see it. I just love how these turned out. And so if you want this kit, you can definitely go down below. I have all the links down below for you. And if you want to hang it, you could definitely go ahead and glue some little, or put some little hooks on the back of these to hang it up, or you can purchase these little hook assortments, and they have these little eyelets just like this that you could screw on the top of your wood here, just like this, just on the top. And then you could go ahead and you could string, you put your string, your ribbon, whatever you want on top of this. And I just think that that is such a good idea. And so thank y'all so much for joining me. I hope you liked today's tutorial. Take care. I have all the links down below, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks for joining me today, y'all. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and head on over to Trace Jolie to check out their shop. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment, and join me Friday nights at 4:30 Central Time.